Welcome back to Dragonfall. So, I got past that fight off camera, mostly because it was a pain in the arse and mostly consisted of me hiding in a corner. Yeah, not fun. Also, I apologize if I start coughing out of nowhere. I nearly choked to death on a Butterfinger earlier. It's November 1st. Dying on candy is expected. Anyway, let's keep going. The Cruise Bazaar. Kreuzberg. Home to nearly 500,000 people and, until very recently, Monica Schaefer. Once a melting point of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of... Damn it! Right, well, if you guys want to see that, you can pause the video. And here we are! Oh, it's nice. Suddenly glad I'm not human. So yeah, what basically happened was we got out, Eager bitched me out for letting Monica die, and yeah, you know, pretty typical post-op, somebody died, get pissed scenario. Alright, let's go up these ladder. This ladder, not these. Hey, who are you? Ooh, this looks familiar. You step inside, and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad's happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off of steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord. Part deal-maker, part information broker. One of the most well-connected men in Berlin. I cannot talk today. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Eager's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows. Takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Yeah, I re-rolled this character. He's a little different. Instead of going into quickness, I gave him some points in decking, just because I thought I could save Monica. You can't. Something in the vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be Black IC. Glory nods, her motions robotic and... wow! Robotic! This is gonna be a bad one. I can already tell. Her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Eager thrusts a gloved finger into your chest. And this idiot stood by and let it happen. I'm gonna brush her finger aside. That's bullshit, Eager. You weren't even in the room. No, I wasn't there, and that's exactly the problem. If I'd been in your place, Monica would still be alive and with us. Instead, I left her with you, and now my friend is a corpse in a basement. Look, Eager, McClarran's right. You weren't stuck in that basement with us. You don't know how things went down there. So do us all a favor and shut it down, okay? Shut it down? Fuck that! Eager turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that. But you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough, and you're gonna get burned. Eager turns her focus back to me. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Eager. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Eager pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's a fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? Okay, listen here, you little bitch. How fucking dare you? You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your fault! That is enough! Amsel's voice comes out in a roar and his fist smashes down the desk behind him. Eager, you and McClarran can have it out later, but I've had enough. This is getting good. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there. Something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. Paul pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we're dealing with. I apologize for not doing voices, but right now my throat's not exactly in the best position, and I'm also not entirely sure how I would even do voices for these characters. I'm sure I'll figure that out in a later episode. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? Oh, hooray for water bottles. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during the run that may be of value? Monica lived long enough to say a name. Führerschwing. She fought hard to tell us. It must be important. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Firewing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow, and so do I for that matter. The Firewing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. You are far too young to remember her, of course. But for Germans of my generation, the name Führerschwinge is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. I am 100% certain I am butchering that, because it has been at least a decade since I even took any sort of German. So, I'm horrible at it. I'm sorry. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Firewing was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. Wait a minute, it's an actual dragon? Oh, oh. Oh, no. No. No hope for salvation, and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. Okay, sorry, but I played Neverwinter Nights. I have history with dragons. Mostly me getting eaten. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Firewing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian McClarran. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. but it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. McClarran that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire, and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sock. Oh no! Tell me we're not going to be fighting a radioactive dragon. Please tell me we're not fighting a radioactive dragon. Oh. This event was called the Dragonfall. Dun dun dun! Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated McClarran as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the awakening were traumatic, Eager, not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. McClarran and Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Firewing is a bit of historical trivia, and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Eager sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No. It doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Firewing has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. I will look into this, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? No, that's all we got. That's not much. Amsel nods. His face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? Oh. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. Damn it! Of course she did. Of course she did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause. Anything for the Flux State. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. That seems kind of ironic, the stability of Flux. And that was all it took. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably gonna rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There is a man... There is a man here in the Cruise Bazaar, a Turk named Altug Buragazi. I'm not sure how to pronounce that guy's first name or last name. Oh well. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Sezve. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. And you think he would know something about Green Winters? Amsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time I pay Altug a visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Hey! We have a doggy! Aww. As you start toward the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit. Dante. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales, but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept... That's when I realized something bad had happened. Aww. Good puppy. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine as he rubs his head against you. Aww. You need a treat, buddy. Dante takes the treat in his mouth, but it's clear he has no appetite for it, and the jerky drops to the floor. He leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, McClarran. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altug, mein Freund. With little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. For now, I think we should all take a moment. For Monica. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at my stash. Nothing here. Yeah, I did change my character a little bit. Grabbed an SMG just because I've actually never used them. Ever. I've always been a rifle guy. Hey, Glory, let's talk. Glory is beautiful, in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy load out of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon. But Glory's cyberware is first generation. All of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. McClarran. Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Hey, Glory. How you holding up? Don't worry about me. I'm solid. If you say you're good, you're good. I trust you. Yeah, you know what? Let's pursue all possible dialogue paths. Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client. Extract some answers. Beyond that, take jobs, get paid. Alright? I have a question for you, Glory, of the personal kind. I'm not big on sharing sport. Personal reasons. You understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you that she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Yeah, I'm not gonna press her. Mostly because she looks like the kind of person who would stab me in the throat. Of course, we all have our secrets, but if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Let's... I hate to do this, but let's talk to Eager. Oh, this is gonna go great. Eager glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader? We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, McClarran. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends. But it won't be today. Alright, Eager. Yeah, I get the hint. I'll give you your space. Good call. Yeah. Ooh, what's in here? Huh. Oh, bunch of trash. Let's talk to Dietrich. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there's still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. McClarran, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and we've got a fallen comrade to drink to. To Monica. Prost! The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. Damn, that sounds good right now. Oh, that'd be fun. Drunk Shadowrun. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, McClarran. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years. Successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. Oh man, is this the part where I get to set my own backstory? Oh. I just had to drop out of sight for a while. Sure enough. I think that most of the team is here to hide from something. Not me, of course. Given the choice between hiding from something and punching it smack in the nose, you know which direction I tend to lean. Oh, God. This reminds me of a friend of mine, Lawrence. When presented with anything remotely paranormal, his immediate reaction is to charge headlong toward it, shouting in a Scottish accent and trying to punch it. Good man. But most of the others? Yeah, even Eager's hiding out from something. Really? How do you know that? Intuition. Got a nose for damaged people. Of course, I spent most of my life running with and playing for folks who were damaged in one way or another, so that might have something to do with it. So things got heavy back in the Ruhrplex, and you decided to bail and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the Ruhrplex, and Monica made a hell of an offer. Ah yes, Monica. Dietrich raises the bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So, let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. Why do you want to know? Monica was my friend. I cared about her. I don't know. I guess that I just want to get to know her better. There were some areas of her life that have always been a mystery. If you could shed any light on them, I'd be appreciative. Yeah, I can respect that. So, what was the deal between the two of you? Don't leave me in suspense. Oh, man. Oh, is this gonna come back to haunt me later? This sounds like the kind of conversation that comes back to haunt me later. Oh. Ah. I'm favoring either we were friends or we were lovers. You know what? Just because it always adds an interesting little flair to a story. Dietrich nods. Figured as much. Not from anything you or Monica said, I just had a suspicion. Well, anyway, good on you both. She was a wonderful woman, and I hope that your time together was happy. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Damn. Well. This is an interesting place. If anybody can translate that, I'd love to see it in the comments below. Oh, no, wrong way. I want to talk to Paul. Then we can leave. We're going to spend a half an hour just talking to people. McClarran. Amsel peers at you apprehensively, his eyes bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? No, not yet. I haven't even left the room. Then please, continue working. Oh, okay. So we're not going to have a chat about Monica. Alrighty then, Mr. Spock. Let's just get out of here then. Nice, quick loading. Wasn't even a loading screen, just instant map transfer. I like that. Ah, Berlin. Malit Holier. I'll talk to you. Might be a side quest. The dwarfish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in clipped, heavily accented German. I cannot do a German accent, so I'm just going to continue on with my American accent. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I'm in the market for something exotic. What kinds of tech do you carry? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software, perhaps? I'm your girl. Or maybe you're a rigger like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two? All sounds whiz to me. Let's see what you got. Oh, I don't have a data jack. Crap, I don't have a data jack. I'm gonna have to get one later. Hang on, I'm gonna check my inventory. Oh, I have karma. Can I put one into dodge? I can. Or I could. Yes, Overwatch. I like that. There we go. I guess I've locked myself into using SMGs now. Oh, there's our target, but I don't really want to go there yet. Hey. Let's talk to this guy. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica. Sure I know Monica. You one of hers then? I'm McClarran, by the way. Good to meet you, McClarran. Name's Alexi Lane. What do you do here, Mr. Lane? Ache and groan, mostly. Try not to be a bother. There's something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her on the run. How'd you know? It was written all over your face. I had a feeling, besides. Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? I'm afraid she's gone. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'll leave you be. God! Now I feel really bad that you can't save her. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, elf. Can I help you with something? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it that you run a charity of some sort? He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? Give me specifics. Sorry, my throat's killing me. He clears his throat, then begins to count off on his fingers. In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the Cruise Bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man can accomplish, to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. He nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Cruise Bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. Are you accepting donations? Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them, truth be told. People seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are in providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. You know what? I'm good for cash. In any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of the shelter are not insulated. New blankets will go a long way toward keeping our guests healthy and comfortable. Ideally, we'd like to purchase some space heaters as well. With 250 new yen, we can make the purchase. Of course, I do not expect you, a relative stranger to our Kies, to contribute that much. Whatever you could spare would be most appreciated. You know what? I've got 1,250 new yen on me. I am not strapped for cash, and this might come back to help me later. So, here, just take what you need. I've got you covered. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, mein Freund. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. With this donation, we have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I will put your contribution to work, stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Not a problem. Please, do not downplay your contribution. You've shown kindness at a time when few others will. That means something. It means a great deal. Yeah, you know, I'm done. I gave him some money. I feel like I did my good deed for the day. Homeless people! Hello there! Do any of you require assistance? Hey! The garden! Always nice to see a community growing its own food. I'm not going to steal from a street dancer. I am not that awful. Okay, yes I am, but not right... Hello? You look menacing as all hell. Hi there, David. Ah. Okay, not so much menacing as trying to be menacing. A pair of round eyes peer up at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of the Cruise Bazaar's street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Aww. Oh, hoy, McClarran. Have you seen Monica around? I've been looking all over for her. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. The kid blinks, a blank expression on his face. She's dead, isn't she? I'm sorry, kid. We all are. Yeah. Look, I think I want to be alone right now. Aww. Well, at least I didn't twist the knife and go, "Oh, she died horribly, bit her own tongue off. It was bad." Oh, this place looks nice. I mean, a little bit grimy, but, you know. I mean, the floor could use a little sweeping, and some carpets could use some straightening, but... Nerps! I've seen that before. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it before. I'm going to take a look at the menu. The special today is caramel soy calf. Caramel coffee. Delicious. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante! I'll fetch his water dish. And perhaps a coffee for our friend here? Soy calf. Black. The Turk looks disgusted. Very well. A soy calf. He tisks to himself. The man behind the counter has the broad smile and open demeanor of a classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honored Efendim. Welcome. And how can Buragazi serve you today? You would like a cup of coffee, perhaps? Coffee? As in real coffee, not soy calf? You know what? No, we're not going through this conversation. We have plot. We have plot to follow. Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I am always happy to provide. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his now. Herr Winters, I believe? I'd like to hear all about it. Yes, yes, of course, O wise one. Come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Buragazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. You remind me of someone. I'm not sure who, but you remind me of someone. As you wish, Uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you, I am embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. Of course, Herr Buragazi, it's no trouble at all. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network, as part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all who live in the Cruise Bazaar. Ooh. In order to maintain their... how do I say it? Their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer... I try to whisper and I make myself yawn. Each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. That's it? No catch. There is no catch, I assure you. It is time-consuming and a bit tedious. Nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time of your return, I should have the information Herr Amsel required. Okay. Yellow box, arrows painted on it. Yellow box, arrows painted on it. Aha! That's one down. I'll talk to you in a bit. Right now I have data taps to reset. Speaking of which, where are they? Zach Flash. You look awfully familiar, ma'am. In fact, I'm pretty sure I just saw you in that exact same pose sitting inside the... Simi. Oh, that's just jumped to me. Aha! Got one! Man, this is a big place. Oh, I get it. This is... Ah, you clever game devs. This is just your little roam the city and find out where everything is quest, isn't it? Oh, what's this? A statue. And a data tap! A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach, a small, grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. We can worry about that later. What, the phone rings? It's an old, obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Doctor? Voice on the phone. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. The shock Wellenreiter's contact for this Chiez is no more. McClarran is listed as follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to this Chiez. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Okay. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the Matrix ourselves. This is our stated goal. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. Okay, Interesting. There we go, got the data tap. Wait a minute. Let's listen to this. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out two distinct voices, a nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard. Monica. Need to verify. Good for us. A sound like a conveyor belt starts adding to the noise of the machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step. Wait, isn't ready to make a move yet. Be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. More conveyors. Continue listening. Guten Tag, how may I help you? I heard. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know, getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruise Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. Oh, great. So it was all some sort of plot to get Monica killed. Oh. I don't like where this is going. This sounds like I'm going to get myself thrown into some crazy conspiracy involving literal dragons. I can handle figurative dragons, okay? I played Deus Ex Human Revolution. I can handle dragons, but not literal dragons with fire breathing and... I'm going to call this episode here. I'll get the next one up soon enough. If you liked this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you guys in the next stream. See ya.